welcome back to Julian's Gardens. First of all, I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and me too. I've been enjoying so much with my family and my parents-in-law. They come down here from Brisbane, and my father-in-law, he's still working in the shed at the moment. And also I do feel sorry for a lot of you guys who live in the north of Canberra, Australia, and your garden suffer very badly from the hailstorm. My area, we haven't received or didn't have any hail at all. I'm very lucky. So I'm going to repot one of my Daphne today. So I thought that I'm going to show you how I'm doing it and how I take care of my Daphne. For Daphne and Azania and for rhododendron and for Camellia, I treat their own the same. And I grow, I think, all of them in the container actually, because I don't have enough shade for them, and mostly I just like squeezing them around to find the shade and for them to be dry. This is one of the Daphne that I bought in the spring not long ago, and I repotted in the plastic container like this after I bought it, and it's doing so well. But I thought that I want to put it in a nicer container, and then they could have more room to grow. And yes, I've been enjoy them. Daphne very much. This variety, you can see the leaves are variegated, beautiful, and this is the third flush of the bloom. Can you believe that? Love this very much. Hopefully in the future I can try some of the cutting and grow another 2 or 3 bushes and put around my front yards or my front area. So I'm gonna put passing around. I can smell a beautiful scent. And this variety, I think. What is it called? Summer Eyes. Daphne scented summer eyes. I hope you can see it clearly though. I will try to type the name on the screen. And Daphne, in my area, they're doing so well. If you want to go Daphne, if you live in very cold or even warmer zone, you might have to check with your local nursery and do some research about that. But this type definitely, I think, maybe from zone 7 to 9. And so we are in zone 9A, and it done so well for us. But yeah, as I say, if you live in a warmer zone, you might have to check if they live or doing well for your area or not. And I have some other Daphne as well, but I love this one very much because it's just really blooming. And you can see so many new grow. And down over here as well. And they will send down more bloom or flowering buds underneath here. And when I bought it, I think maybe half of this. And now it produce half of, double size already. And Daphne or rhododendron in my area or community as well. And some of the community, they do in well, maybe in full shade, but mostly they try in part shade. So part shade is from between 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight. And for this, definitely I experiment in my backyard, and it got horrible hot afternoon. Since around 2 to 6 p.m. So it did receive around 4 hours of direct sunlight, and it's thriving, and it have no problem at all. So I thought I can move in the front here, and I can, because I walk around more in the front more often, so I can smell or enjoy the bloom scent. So Daphne, they like to be in part sun. They don't like to be in full shade either, or full sun either. Too much shade, they won't bloom well, and too much sun, they will get burned. Their leaf will get burned, and they will look very sad. And they like moist, but not wet and soggy. It's better to let the soil dry out between watering. For this container, about 25 centimeter wide, I water it every second day. But I will going to pump it in a bigger container, but with the terracotta pot. And as you know, the terracotta pots are porous, so they will dry out quicker. But because of the big container, I still water it around every second day. But I will add some mulch on something on the top, like sugarcane mulch on the top, so it keeps the roots very cool. And for the potting mix, Let me show you the Thai potting mix. Like, as you know, I use a lot of premium potting mix from the brand Martin. Here, let me put it out this way. So you can see Martin, I use a lot of potting mix. So for most of rhododendron, Daphne and Camellia, they like slightly acidic soil too dry at the moment. But for me, I understand for Daphne, they like the soil between 5 to 6 pH level. But I'm going to use only this type potting mix. I won't add anything else for the container, but except I fertilize with this one. Rose, gardenia and azalea twice a year. But sometimes I don't have that type of fertilizer. I use seeds. Do you know what is this? This is citrus fertilizer. So sometimes I run out of the other fertilizer. I use this one because as you know that citrus they like slightly acidic as well. So I've been using both whenever I got it. And if you are not sure or you unsure about the type of potting mix, if it's acidic enough, for the potting mix, you just buy trash like azalea, gardenia potting mix trash from the garden center, so you don't have to mix anything else. But because of this variety I got, in the task they say they try most type of soil, but I don't believe that they try in alkaline soil either. So that's why I just mostly choose a neutral soil, and I want to do some experiment with that as well, because before I just reported and I just use only this type of potting mix and it's thriving. So I'm going to do the same. I won't add anything else. But if you don't, or you can't get on hand of the azalea, gardenia potting mix, you can just buy this one, peat moss, and on the top of the soil, you just add around 2 handfuls of the peat moss to spread around the root bone, and every time you water it, and the plant will get some acidity from the peat moss, and they can be thriving. So first, this container, also because of the Daphne, they don't like to be disturbed. The root, they don't like to be disturbed. So make sure you don't tearing the root out too much. Better not to tease them or to break their root bone. And it could be better if you choose a container wide enough, so at least they can stay there in several years. So you don't have to repot it every year, and that could be better. So here I can show you the container. This container, I believe, is around maybe 45 centimeter wide. And yeah, I think around 40 or 45 centimeter deep as well. I got this 2 container actually last year, and I love the style as well. So for the bottom of the containers, I'm just going to use a piece of styrofoam, just like this, and put at the bottom of the container for the drainage hole, so the soil not going anywhere. And I'm going to fill the potting mix in, and I just very gentle to tip the container or the plant out of the container. And I won't fertilize the container or the azalea of Daphne today, because on this premium potting mix they do have a lot of fertilizer in them already. This one I think sometimes they say around 9 months fit, so that means a lot of fertilizer in there already, so I won't have to worry for a while. And this position I got under the V, not facing, so they won't have full sun. It will have from the morning around 8 o'clock until 12 p.m. So around 4 hours of direct sunlight. And plus I do have this citrus tree. This one is blood orange, doing so well, and they bring it some shade for this definitely as well, so this won't be scorching. Alright guys, so here is all done and I kind of put the succulent container together, so kind of like trios container like this, and I did put some pot feed to lift the container up like that as well, so the container will stay nice and dry, not get wet all the time, because as I say, Daphne don't like wet feet. And this variety will grow over 1 meter wide and tall, but we can always just trim it a little bit, so it doesn't it doesn't like to have a hard trim. Okay, to make sure you don't trim your Daphne too much, but it could better to give it light food as well. And these varieties it blooming all the time, and I don't want to trim it just yes, and I want to get it to get bushier and bigger and taller as well. And the best time to repot your Daphne in spring, where it stands out not the new spurs growing, but and also in spring it not the weather is not too hot, so it will as a plant normally it not get stressed when you repot your plant in spring. But as I say, this variety it blooming all the time, and also we are in very cool season so far, and I will try to keep it stay moist and make sure it not get stressed as well. And I will get some sugarcane mulch, like my citrus tree there, to put on top of the soil here, so the container or the plants will get nice and cool. And I think that's it for the video today. I hope you enjoy it and you might learn something new, and see you next video. Bye bye.